Just as times change, so do people. And their forms of entertainment, because we all progress as a human being. Francis Ford Coppola has helped many people allow themselves to broaden their horizons of what they think is socially acceptable as a film. They may not understand it when they first see it, but they have changed their lives because they have incorporated new sayings and everything into their own lives at this point. So Francis Ford Coppola has changed our lives in so many ways and incorporated it into our everyday lives, such as sleeping with the fishes and leave the gun, take the cannoli.
Okay, well, I grew up in an Italian-American family. We all spoke English. I was the middle child between Talia and August. And my parents were really extremely happy and honored to be living in America. It was something very special to them that they had this opportunity. My dad was a flautist. He played in Detroit, but then we moved back to New York, so he had a job at the NBC studios. He was a flautist for the NBC orchestra. Okay, when I was young, I was bedridden for about 2 years with polio, and I had to find a way to amuse myself, so I played with puppets and I made short videos, and I kind of thought maybe I wanted to be a playwright, but I kind of started feeling more like film was the way to go, and it actually became my passion. And these weren't always very happy times, but I lived them. The Godfather was one of the most difficult movies I ever worked on. Nobody seemed happy, and it became what it became. One of the luckiest breaks I got was when I was younger. I got to work with Roger Corman, who I learned a lot from. If he needed sound done, I would take the equipment home and try and figure it out. Try and figure out how to work it. I would take every opportunity I could. And if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have been able to make my movie, Dementia 13, and I wouldn't have met my wife Eleanor. And I'm thankful to him for that. Okay, I don't think there are very many apparent changing moments. When I was making Godfather, there was a lot of trouble and nobody seemed to like it. And it ended up being one of AFI's top-rated movies of all time. I think it was rated number 3. So sometimes you can't judge what you're doing at the present time. You have to look back on it.
Yeah, I think my dad was quite influential. I mean, after all, he did win a lot of different awards. There was several awards in foreign countries that it was like best film, and he also got best screenplay adaptation for The Godfather. And it just because he's done a bunch of different movies that have impacted other people's lives, and everyone knows the quotes and everyone knows the stories, even if they haven't seen it. But as a filmmaker himself, he was extremely important, not just for everyone else, but really for me. I didn't know what I was doing until my 20s, and I just decided to go to art school, and that's when I decided to become a filmmaker. I mean, he told me like how important the rehearsal process was, and he would have extended periods where he would just do rehearsals, and they wouldn't like, they would mean something because it helped with the benefit of the movie itself, but it wasn't like they were recorded or anything. They just helped the actors and helped everyone get situated to what was going on. And he made that very apparent to me that that was extremely important. And it wasn't just him physically being there. He always brought me on the sets, yes, and I knew what I was talking about because he did that. But in reality, it's the little tips he's given me. Yes, he helped me produce my full feature-length film, The Virgin Suicides, and he was co-producer on Marie Antoinette and several other of my movies, but just because I'm his daughter doesn't mean I don't like appreciate him for what he was. He truly was an artist and still is. I honestly think for like time to come, he's just always going to be there. He's going to be one of those special names that everyone can look back and look at the little things he did and show how much work he did. Even though he wasn't appreciated in the time that the movies might have been made, eventually everyone learned to appreciate him. And yeah, I'm his daughter and I feel like I'm supposed to appreciate him, but I just genuinely do. And I think that's what's the most important thing about it, is that I don't just appreciate him as my father, but as an actual quality filmmaker as well.